Hey guys, it's Julie. Thanks for joining me, and in today's Healthy Hacks video, I'm going to share with you why it's a good idea to wash your bananas, your apples, your oranges, and anything that has a peel. But before we get started, be sure to like and subscribe for more helpful videos like this. Now you're wondering, why am I doing a Healthy Hacks video on washing apples, oranges, and bananas and other foods that have a peel and that can be carried anywhere you go? Because regardless of whether or not you purchase organic or conventional fruits, they do have pesticide residue. Scientists at the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station found that washing the produce with running water reduced the amount of pesticide residue for 9 of the 12 tested pesticides. So it's great that running water can work, but what about for the pesticide residue that doesn't come off? Well, lots of people choose to wash with salt water and vinegar, coconut oil, apple cider vinegar, and other types of cleaners. But they tend to change the taste of the fruit, especially if you've got an apple. Now the orange and the banana, not so much. Go ahead and feel free. But I found a better way to wash these, and a more economical way to wash these fruits, is by using baking soda. Doesn't matter if it's organic or conventional, either does the job. I personally always use organic. So in those studies that I mentioned earlier, researchers cleaned produce much longer than most of us would on an ordinary day, but this shouldn't stop you from putting in that extra time to make sure that you and your family are eating healthily and safely as possible. Especially with the current events, especially with the possibility of being exposed to viruses and bacteria from the produce you purchase at stores, it's worth the extra time. So, how do we clean apples, oranges, and bananas? First, I like to clean off oranges and bananas and anything with a thick peeling with a fragrance-free dish soap. Why? Because you're going to take the peeling off anyway. And it doesn't leave behind any artificial fragrances or other chemicals that are being added to clean them. One of my two favorites for doing this, well actually I have three. One is fragrance-free Palmolive. The second is Grove fragrance-free dishwashing liquid. And the third is 7th generation fragrance-free formula. All of them have formulas that don't contain a bunch of extra chemicals. They're made from naturally derived components that not only get your dishes clean and cut grease, but also helps to get rid of and wash off the germs and viruses and bacteria that may have been encountered while sitting in the produce section of your grocery store. So, for example, if I have bunches of bananas, I put them in the sink. I have a mini sponge with a soft side and a scrubbing side specifically for cleaning this type of produce. I apply a little dishwashing liquid, wet it, and then I literally just take that sponge and clean all over the bananas or clean all over the oranges. Set the sponge aside, then I rinse them with hot water. I should say not scalding hot, just from warm to hot water. And then I place them in the dish rack and allow them to drain. Or the bananas sometimes I'll actually place on a towel. Now, if I'm going to do something extra with the oranges and bananas, then I fill a large bowl with water. I place those fruits inside the bowl. I add a teaspoon of baking soda, and then I allow them to sit for up to 2 minutes. You can scrub with a brush, but I think because you've already scrubbed with the sponge, the brush is unnecessary. But if you want that extra step, go ahead, go for it. Once that's done, Then I drain all the water, and then I rinse each piece of fruit individually and then dry them off with lint-free towels. And then you've got very exceptionally clean bananas and oranges. Now for fruits such as apples, nectarines, pears, peaches, and fruits of that nature that you actually bite into the peeling, then I do the second step of placing those fruits in a bowl large enough to accommodate with water. Add a teaspoon of baking soda, allow them to sit for up to 3 minutes, drain and rinse. And then you know that not only have you removed the viruses, bacteria, and germs that may have been encountered in store, but also the remaining 3 of the tested pesticides. So just make sure once you do that, you rinse those items thoroughly so there's no leftover residue from the dishwashing liquid or from the baking soda. Sometimes you may feel a kind of slimy film on those skins in those fruits and vegetables because the baking soda is getting the residue off. Just make sure you rinse it thoroughly. This also works great for even avocados. And avocados tend to have a really thick skin, but hey, I go ahead and I give them the baking soda bath as well. So, yes, choose organic produce as much as possible. But for good hygiene, learning to wash your produce is important, whether it's organic or conventional. And make sure, again, that you always have baking soda on hand to do this without changing the taste or the texture of your fruits and vegetables. So, what do you think? Have you used this before? Is this something you think you're going to do in the future? Let me know in the comments below. If this video has been helpful for you, be sure to give it a like and stay tuned for more healthy food hacks. See you next time.